Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this INNAV8 heavy duty 3X expandable hose. So if you find this video helpful, I'll put a link to this in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So this is 50-foot expanded length that says all metal with brass fittings. So the package includes the hose, it says solid brass fittings and all metal couplings, built-in shutoff brass valve for fewer trips to the faucet, 100% natural latex core for the strongest lasting expandable hose, 3750 denier, very durable, tough outer weave exterior, expands to 3 times its retracted length with water added, returns to original 1/3 without water. So having a shutoff is a very important feature on these hoses. If you want to change the sprayer on here, you can shut it off and just change the sprayer. If you didn't have that, you'd actually have to shut it off at the house, and then when you take this off, it would spray water out, or you'd have to drain it first somehow, and you lose all the water in here, and then when you put the new one on, it would have to fill back up. It's much easier just to turn this off, swap it, and you're done. Good to go. Here's some specs on the other side. It says inner hose diameter is 6 by 10 by 0.02 millimeters. Optimum working temperature is 45 to 90 degrees F. Lowest working temperature is 14 degrees F, and that's below freezing. I don't know exactly what that means, but highest working temperature is 122 F. Water pressure is 45 to 76 PSI. Max water pressure is 116 to 145 PSI. And the highest working temperature is 122, so that's just below what I keep my water heater at. So I wouldn't use this for hot water. And then it has 60-day money-back guarantee, hassle-free warranty. So it comes with these directions or something, kind of crumpled up in here. Nice presentation. So it says, before using, place a rubber washer inside the female coupling. Turn the water on at the source. Gradually increase the water pressure. It will automatically expand. When it's fully expanded, turn the on-off valve to the on position. You can now use the hose like any ordinary hose. When you're finished, turn the water off at the source spigot. Allow the water in the hose to drain by turning the on-off valve to the on position, and then open your nozzle. And it says it's intended for routine watering applications. Do not run hot water through the hose. Do not leave the water on and under pressure when not in use. Drain your hose in the summer when you're not using it and keep it shaded as much as possible. Protect your hose from harsh winter weather by storing it indoors. Be sure to drain the hose completely before storage, as water remaining in the hose can freeze and damage your hose. It says do not drink from this hose. They're not going to tell me if I drink from it. I'm not, actually. But back when I was a kid, we used to drink from hoses all the time. I don't do it anymore. It lists reasons why, and it says it's not a toy. So it came with a little baggie with the washers in it. Let's see if there's one in here. So it does come with one in there, but it comes with 3 extras. So if this one gets lost or damaged, you can replace it. So we have brass fittings, and these are heavy fittings. Feels nice. This thing here is loose. I'm not real sure why, but I'll tighten that up. So it has a ball valve in here. It's a quarter turn ball valve. So you turn it quarter turn to turn it on. And if I look in here, it's kind of hard to show on camera, but this restricts down to about 1/4 inch, or maybe slightly less than 1/4 inch in there. So while you see the opening here, if I look in there, it looks a little bit smaller. Let's see what this one looks like. Same thing here. Yeah, you can see this one a little bit better. So that's the restriction. So if you're watering your garden, that's probably not going to be a huge deal. You're going to have a sprayer on it that's going to restrict it also. If you want to fill a tank on something and you want more flow, this may not be the best hose for that. So the way this works is it has this sheath on the outside, and when you hook the water up to it, it fills in. It's like a balloon on the inside, and that balloon would easily pop, but the outer sheath protects it, so it doesn't. You can kind of see the pattern here. So I made a video last summer about my current collapsible hose, and I don't know exactly what brand this is, but you can see what it looks like here. This one seems a little more uniform in the way it's woven, but this one broke and I repaired it with this fitting, and I'll put a link in the description to that video if you want to check that out. So this hose that I repaired, this is the small section I had, but it broke again, and I fixed it again, and I think it might be broken again. So I'll probably shorten it again and use it. But I would not use these kind of hoses inside. I would use a solid hose, because you never know when these are going to break. So what would typically happen is the outer sheath will tear, and then the inner latex will go out like a balloon and fill with water, and usually that'll burst pretty quick. You know, if you touch it or if it hits concrete or something, it'll easily burst if the water pressure alone doesn't do it. But these fittings that I repaired it with, I can just take this off and, you know, repair it again after where it broke, and have a shorter hose and use it for, you know, short hose needs. We can look in the end of this one too, has the same restriction. Kind of hard to see that. So the difference between my old one and the new one is that the fittings are brass. Now the plastic ones didn't fail, so I don't know that brass is a huge issue. You can tighten this very tightly. You've tightened it against this gasket, so these would leak sometimes. This one I might be able to get a little bit tighter, so that might be a nice feature of it. So I'm going to take this outside, we'll hook it up to the water and check it out. Okay, I've got the hose here. I'm going to be hooking this up to my Quartermaster valve, and I did a separate video on this, and I'll link to this below. This is a really nice valve. You turn it 1/4 turn and it's completely on. Okay, I got that fairly tight. I could have probably tightened it a little bit more, but I want to see if it leaks at all. As I said on this was loose, so I've tightened this up, and I'll turn this off. So I'm going to turn this hose on, and we'll see if it leaks anywhere. So you don't want to store this out of the sun. You don't want UV to get to it and, ruin this outer sheathing. So far there's no leaks here. No leaks here either. Now this is brand new. This might leak 2 years from now, who knows? But as of right now, it's not leaking. So I've got this big wand thing I'm going to hook up to it. Okay, I'm going to head over to the garden and we'll water a little bit. Just like a regular hose, I want to make sure I don't have any kinks here. Okay, I'm going to turn this on. Turn this on. This has a lot of valves on it, I guess. There we go. Now it's going to purge the air from the system. I found these don't tend to have a lot of air in them. So that looks a little weak, but I don't know if it's my wand or the hose itself. So if I want to take the wand off, I can just turn this. And I can spray just directly from this end. Okay, I found the other one. Well, this thing's no good. It just stays on. But you can see we have good flow there. I may just need to lubricate this. Where's full? I thought this had full on it, but it doesn't. So now that I'm done, I can take this off. I'll turn off the water at the house. Now I'll let the water out of the hose. And you can see it shrinks up. So you could time this if you had some, say, flowers near the hose where you water with this little bit of water that's coming out, or collect it so you don't waste it. So I'm going to throw this downhill here. I'll detach this from the house. Now I'm just going to hold this up in the air and I'll run the hose over my hand. So this is always the highest point, and this will drain any water out of it. Now I don't know if this is going to get every single drop, but it should get most of it out. And it is flowing out of the bottom. So there we go. Now it's ready for storage. And the nice thing about this is that it doesn't take up much room to store. So this is the whole hose here. I can easily hold it with one hand, and we have like a deck storage box we'll throw this in. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.